Kick Out Crew. James L. Corai. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosey. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devyn Dowling. The Kick Out Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kick Out Crew, episode 19. And I'm James L. Corai. I want to welcome you to the show. Excellent feedback on our previous episode. Appreciate all of the Twitter shout outs and watching on YouTube and listening to the podcast. And hey, if you like our show, be a friend and tell a friend. We're always looking for, to expand the audience, as they say. But that's enough about my bullshit. Brad, take it away.
So last year at this time, so everybody knows, with the time you hear this, 3 of the 6 of us will already be at Top Guy Weekend. The other 3 will be coming, including me, will be coming tomorrow. So you'll be getting this Thursday, and then Friday we'll be there. So
I get there Wednesday.
Oh, look at this! But you're not going to see anybody till Friday.
I'll be there Thursday.
No, Thursday. I'm going to hang out with my friend over on the west side of Chicago, and then head over to dinner with some of my Wolfpack brothers, and then head to the hotel.
Yeah.
I'll be at the hotel.
Speaking of clicks, right?
Yeah,
right.
The Wolfpack is back, causing mass destruction.
That's right, Wolfpack.
So, if you look at, we looked at some of the pictures from last year, and a couple of guys, one in this group, had a pass out moment from alcohol.
Oh yeah.
So, not mentioning any names, Mike Whitaker, and also I believe our good buddy Pondwater Dave was out cold at last year's event. So Dave, PSA from him, he says, is he's not taking any drink unless the bartender gives it to him. So what I'm getting at here is both Mike and Dave think they were poisoned last year, which I'm not sure who was trying to get them into bed, but and those were the choices, was Mike Whitaker and Super Dave. Great choices. I would have chose some others, but that's who they picked.
Dave was over after last year too, all them photos.
So I was going to tell one of my own stories of a similar situation. I was home, and this was after my son's track meet. He had just kicked some ass there, and I was real excited. So we came home, and of course, I celebrate without the kids, my wife and I. And she makes me what's called a Moscow Mule. I don't know if you guys know what the Moscow Mules are with the copper cups. So I'm taking a sip of this. It's like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm like, boy, hon, it's freaking strong. She's like, I just made it the way I always did. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just me then. So I have one. Then I have another. Then I'm halfway through the third, and I'm spinning. I'm spinning like crazy. I'm like, what the hell? So next thing I remember, the next morning, waking up to my alarm clock, and it's, I have to go to work, and I'm sweating, and I'm downstairs on the couch, and my wife sits me down, and she goes, I have something to tell you. And I said, what? She goes, unfortunately, I reversed the ingredients last night. And instead of 4 ounces of ginger beer and 2 ounces of vodka in your drinks, it was 4 ounces of vodka and 2 ounces of ginger beer, something like that. When we figured it out, it was something about 15 shots that I drank in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. She said, I was so scared last night. I was up all night watching you. You were spread eagle, or like your hands, like up against the wall, like you were like arrested, up against the air conditioner, naked and whimpering through the night. So I stayed up the entire night to make sure you were alive. I said, oh, okay, well thanks, hon. I didn't have another Moscow Mule for 2 years, but I just wanted to share the story because, I get it, Mike. I get it when someone just wants to get you into bed, man. I get it.
It happened.
And it poisons you. So PSA from your pal Brad. You know, if it tastes a little strong, it probably is. Okay. If you can taste the alcohol a little too much, it's strong. Don't take the bartender or the wife's word for it. It's too strong. So just slow down and maybe add a little bit to it. Yes. Can I help you, Coach?
Yeah, just curious, that next day you didn't see anybody in your house eating a cucumber sandwich, did you?
And if you want to hear that story again, it's in the archives, right, James?
Yeah, the previous episode, actually. Don't have to go far in the archives.
So I've been saving that episode or saving that story because of Top Guy Weekend and what I saw last year at this time. I mean, there is a picture of Pondwater Dave sleeping with Orange Cassidy from AEW, like this peace sign behind him. It's good shit.
There's
Really good
several
shit.
more than that.
Yeah, he joined the Dark Order that night, too.
So if anyone sees Brad this weekend,
Somebody
buy him
used him
a
as a
Moscow
stripper
Mule with twice the vodka.
Yeah, if you want me to hang out, probably not a good idea.
Hey, James, remember somebody used him as a stripper pole.
Also true. And that's the stories you'll find out at Top Guy Weekend. Because definitely not going into that one. Somebody will probably cry, jack off in the shower into that story. Moving on.
Moving on for sure.
Glad I wasn't there for that one.
Anyway, thanks, Brad. Good story. Can't wait to end that 2-year streak, this weekend, because you're probably going to have a Moscow Mule this weekend. Hopefully made right.
Yeah, I'll know.
As long as JR makes it, it'll be right.
Oh, yeah.
It'll probably taste the same as those did that night. Anyway, moving on. Devyn, how you been doing? Keep us abreast of your situation.
Not too bad. Just been chilling. Super excited for Top Guy Weekend this weekend. As this episode drops, this is now episode 19. We've watched about 45 matches throughout all of our episodes. I was just wondering, what matches have stood out to you guys? Ones that you might have went back and watched again? Ones that you might have, just stand out in your memory?
If somebody says Sammy Guevara, you get blocked.
So yeah, speaking of Sammy Guevara, that would be definitely the match. the Cody Rhodes Sammy Guevara match was, it was probably the best, one of the best matches that we've covered. Even though we like to shit on Devyn the entire time for it, I'll go with that. My block now.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'll give it to him. We watched a lot. I'll say that way. Some that I've been like, oh boy, can't wait to go back and watch again. Probably not, but I do like the FTR Briscoes. That was a pretty good match, and that was our first episode too.
That was good. I like the women's series we did. It's the whole series.
Yeah,
that came out real good.
Yeah.
It being a 3-episode series.
We still have one more to throw out there in that series too.
Say 3-month series.
Right.
Coach,
What
you got
about
one?
you, Coach?
Well, I really enjoyed the whole rock and wrestling stuff. I like going back to the 80s. The other matches I'd already seen, so they were kind of fresh. The WWE stuff that we watched, that wasn't really my wheelhouse, because that wasn't when I was watching. So to get some vintage memories, that was good.
Yeah, honestly, that's the one that kind of stuck out to me. Wendy Richter versus Fabulous Moolah, something I never knew anything about. And we just went through our women's series a couple weeks ago, and now honestly, every time that I watch a women's match, it kind of means more to me. I'm kind of trying to see their moves and everything before I was kind of just I don't know, acknowledging them a little bit, but now more in depth.
That's what I do. I watch the moves too. Yeah, I sure do.
It's all that common. It's all that common.
For real. Well, speaking of great memories, we're going to talk about a guy that gives us all good memories today. What's on today's agenda, Brad?
So this was a mic choice. We are going to be talking about Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. We'll be discussing a couple of his matches today and a little background on him. Mike, take it away.
All right. Well, I got Eddie Guerrero was born October 9th, 1967. He was born as Edward Gore Guerrero in El Paso, Texas. He graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School in 1985 and would go on to attend University of New Mexico and New Mexico Highlands University in athletic scholarship. He married Vicky Guerrero in 1990 and had 2 daughters. He would start his wrestling career in CMLL in 1986 through 1982 as Mascaro Magica, maybe. In 1992, he went to AAA, and there he formed a tag team, La Parde Atomica, maybe, which means the atomic pair, with El Santino, and used the name Gore Guerrero. What's Eddie's honest? Oh, yep. During this time, he would also work for New Japan as the Black Tiger. In 1995, he would go on to ECW, where he would win the ECW TV title in his debut match against Too Cold Scorpio. He would have some great matches with Dean Malenko. Both wrestlers, they had their last match August 25th, which ended a draw, and that was a 2 out of 3 falls match. After the match, the wrestlers from the locker room would come out and carry them around the ring, and fans would start chanting, "Please don't go." From there, Eddie would join WCW, 1995. He would have some great matches with the likes of Conan, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and DDP. He won the U.S. title in December 96 at Starrcade against DDP. He would defend it against Six, Scott Norton, and Chris Jericho, but would lose it to Dean Malenko at Uncensored. After that, he would go on to challenge Chris Jericho for the Cruiserweight title at Fraud Brawl. He would keep it until December 29th, Night Tour, where he lost to Ultimate Dragon. He was also the leader of the LWO. Then he had a car accident New Year's Day of 99 and was gone for a while. And in May, he would come back and be part of the Filthy Animals. Then he would leave WCW in 2000. Eddie debuted for WWE January 31st, 2000 with Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, and Perry Saturn as the Radicals. But he would get hurt his first match and be sidelined for a few weeks. In March, he would start a program with China. That's when he did the Mamacita gimmick. He won the European Championship from Chris Jericho the night after WrestleMania 2000. He would win the IC Championship September 4th in a 3-way with China and Kurt Angle, where he pinned China. At WrestleMania 17, he won the European for the second time, beating Test. In May of 01, he was sent to rehab for pain pills and was released in November after being arrested for drinking and driving.
Oh.
From 01 to 02, he would wrestle in the independent scenes, where he would win the IWA Intercontinental Champion, the WWA International Cruiserweight, and the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Championship. He returned to WWF April of 02, winning the IC at Backlash. Then he would go and form a tag team with Chavo called the Los Guerreros, and winning the tag team championships at Survivor Series. He would win the U.S. title at Vengeance against Chris Benoit, and later a tag team again with Chavo. At No Way Out, he would win his very first WWE championship from Brock Lesnar, also making him a Triple Crown and Grand Slam champion. From there, he would go on and feud with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20, and then JBL at Backlash, which is one match we're covering today.
Oh.
At Great American Bash in a Texas Bull Rope match, he would lose to JBL at Great American Bash in a Texas Bull Rope match, where he lost his title. He would win the tag team champions with Ray at No Way Out. After losing and splitting up with Ray, they started the feud, which is the I'm Your Poppy.
Ooh.
Where Eddie was saying he was Dominic's dad. He would wrestle his last match November 11th, SmackDown, defeating Mr. Kennedy. Eddie passed away November 13th, 2005, from heart failure.
That was touching. Great tribute, Mike.
Yeah, well done, Mike.
And they decided the custody not by blood work, but by a ladder match.
Y'all wrong as hell for making one of the southern fellas with the accent shouting big ass words.
I
Y'all
was
wrong
just
for all
thinking,
that.
was this a rib to have Mike be like pronouncing all those
Yeah,
team
you
names?
know,
I tried.
Go well, me and him shouldn't be saying them big ass words.
You couldn't even say El Paso. I just gave up. It was great, Mike.
You could help me out a little bit. I'm sorry.
No. You were doing great.
It's funny because I hear Mike say, "Hey, L asshole," all the time.
Those of you watching along, you'll see this is the annual bagel making for Coach.
Yep. Got to keep up my girlish figure here.
When you said watch along, I was like, we are.
Right?
Hey, like, go to the time code.
Since you brought up breakfast and bagels and stuff, can I do one of my jokes?
Yeah, come on. Let's hear it.
So the dude asked a girl, he said, "Hey, do you like bagels?"
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah." He says, "Okay, why don't I hop in bed with you and let's get this thing started?" I hop.
Ah.
There it is.
How about I'll hop in bed with you and we get this thing going?
Yeah, it's not good when you have to explain it.
No, Devyn took a minute. I could tell.
My mouth was full. I didn't want to be rude.
If I'd have said Deanie's, he would have understood it better.
No idea. What?
You know,
And we are once again off to an exciting episode. Speaking of exciting, and make it. What up, Andrew? Make it rain down. You know what I'm saying?
Say hi.
Yeah, Andrew. Yeah. James said that.
What's up?
What up?
What's up, Andrew?
So you got that shiner, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the Patreon. That's for a bonus show.
and
No, they
them
asked
girls
about
are
your
rough in
shiner.
Arizona.
Oh.
No. Just a good old fashioned Pier 6 brawl.
Speaking
Should've
of good
seen
old
the other
fashioned
guy.
brawls, my goodness, do we have one to start off this episode? Well, our first match we're covering is from Judgment Day 04. Took place May 16th of that year from the Staples Center, which, I'll skip that. The Staples Center in LA, Los Angeles, California. It was a match length of a little over 23 minutes. There was an attendance of 18,722 that night. Had a buy rate of 235,000, and Meltzer gave it 3 3/4 stars. But enough about that bullshit. Devyn, how'd we get there?
All right, so this feud actually started about a month before this pay-per-view with at the time the general manager of SmackDown was Kurt Angle, and he was
Yeah.
holding the Most American Man contest where all the athletes on SmackDown be competing in one-on-one fatal four-way matchups, see who would become the Most American Man. So at the end of this, he's having a ceremony in the center of the ring. The final two contestants, it comes down to John Cena and Eddie Guerrero. And as Kurt Angle is about to make his announcement for the Most American Man, he says the winner is John Bradshaw Layfield. And we see the debut of JBL. Bradshaw comes down as John Bradshaw Layfield, all dressed up in his suit, and pretty much degrades John Cena and Eddie Guerrero immediately. Tells them that he's going to take the World Heavyweight Championship. So over the next couple months, Eddie Guerrero and JBL start their feud. It's a pretty racist angle, actually, if I can be 100% honest. JBL just degrades Mexicans and everything about them.
Horrible.
You mean the guy that was goose stepping in Germany would do a racist angle? Crazy.
Yeah, but so JBL is being an extreme racist, Eddie Guerrero, and then actually on a house show, he comes out and shoves Eddie Guerrero's mother down, or attempts to, and she has a heart attack, and that pisses off Eddie and all the Guerreros. So for the next, I believe it's 2 weeks, Eddie is attacking JBL every chance he gets, going after him. And that leads up to this World Heavyweight Championship match at Judgment Day 2004.
Thank you, Devin. So Judgment Day 2004, Eddie again versus JBL, Eddie Guerrero. Starts out with a video package that is very ruthless as far as involving Eddie's family. What did you think of all that, Adam?
Back then, you could get by. You get by with it. Back then, you know, you didn't have all these censors. And were they a publicly traded company in 04?
Yep, they were.
Mm.
See, that could be the only pushback back then was them being publicly traded. But now it's crazy how some of that stuff ages now. There's no way 90% of that would be on TV.
Right, I totally agree. And so, what do you think of John, the John Layfield Bradshaw presentation, Coach? What do you think of this character?
It definitely fit a growing trend in our country. We had him, we had Jack Swagger, but he wasn't as obscene as Jack Swagger. Actually, he was obscene as Jack Swagger, but he had that rich persona. It was kind of the same time that Donald Trump came and did his match. So that was kind of the Attitude Era where they couldn't maybe get away with all the TNA that they used to get away with. So now they started to push it with some of the comments that might have been, you know, racially motivated.
So, James, what did you think of the crowd reaction to JBL?
I mean, are you talking about at the very beginning?
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of looked like they were. The crowd was into the Eddie for sure, but it seemed like they were kind of sort of warming up to it. They were sitting on their hands, as you know, the saying is. I think at the beginning of the match, obviously, we all know it takes a very drastic, different turn very quick. But I think at the beginning, you know, they're on Eddie's side for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But quiet still.
So, Mike, you have the Eddie. You know, you picked Eddie today because you're a fan. What do you think of the entrance with the car?
I loved it. It made it different. Everybody else, a lot of people would just come out and walk down the ring and everything else, and he had something else. It was a beginning of other things. You know, JBL would later come out with the limo and stuff like that. So I think it made it a lot different.
Adam, does the size difference between both performers bother you in this match?
Not too bad because Eddie Guerrero is a decent sized guy. I mean, I know he's only like 5'7", 5'8", but his skill in the ring makes it believable. I mean,
Yeah.
now like if I got in there with him, y'all be like, well, what the hell's going on here? We might be the same height, but Eddie Guerrero's work rate is second to none. I mean, he's top 5 guy.
And this was one of his times he was bigger in like body weight too.
He was.
He had a lot more muscle and all the other stuff on there.
I like the way he would punch. His punches look ferocious, you know?
So I'm watching
Must have been
JBL and Chris Benoit right now, and even Chris Benoit makes it believable because of his work rate.
I said okay.
So the brawling outside of the ring. Sorry about that, Adam. I'm sorry. The brawling outside of the ring early. Now the Spanish announce table is actually abused very early in this one. Coach,
Very early.
Coach, do you have a favorite Spanish announce table moment?
Well, you just kind of know it's coming. This was the trend back then as well. I loved it because those guys really sold it. They were always animated. So when they went through it, a lot of times, even on the replay, they would bring it to the Spanish announcers to hear them announce it. And it was just always exciting and they really sold it. But you can expect it during this time. But I don't know why in this match it's so quick. But yeah, no, it did follow the trend.
James, I don't even know, so I hope you do. Who are the announcers today?
Taz and Michael Cole got off easy on today's episode.
Yeah, I didn't know the Spanish announcers here were the same ones that was at the Ric Flair show.
Yeah, Hugo.
Yeah.
Davinovich or whatever it is.
Yeah, and Carlos.
Cabrera.
There it is.
Carlos
I had no
Cabrera,
idea.
Hugo Savinovich.
Cheap ad-free shows plug. John Alba actually had an interview with both of them before that match, so just recently. Were we listening to some music? Coach, what are you doing up there? Coach, we got music, we got Kid running.
Hey, man, people said we need to incorporate songs. There we go.
Oh,
And this one's live. This ain't post. This is live.
It's like
He's
Coach
just playing the
Ross's
piano.
neighborhood.
I got you.
He was playing Ric Flair's theme song in the background.
All right. JBL walking out early, and Eddie is chasing him down. Now, Devyn, you mentioned to me in the text about him being a cowardly heel, but does this make sense when he's not the champion?
No, I don't. I honestly don't understand it. He's trying to fight for that world title. Why is he trying to leave? Why is he trying to take the count out? What's the point in that?
I thought that was just so interesting in this match. I was so glad you sent me that text earlier. I'm like, yeah, what the hell is that bullshit? Who the hell walks out when they're trying to win the show? I'm out of here. And Eddie's bringing him back for what? Just leave.
Did you notice the back knee on Eddie Guerrero?
Yeah.
Just that's a sign of a little assistance, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, it most certainly is. It most certainly is. Eddie's stepping on Eddie's stepping on JBL's face. Now back outside the ring. What, James, did you think there was a lot of outside interference too early in this? Outside the ring, I mean.
For the way, not to jump way ahead, but for the way the match ended, what's the difference? I guess is what I'm getting at. Like from right now compared to later on when things go awry. Like okay, so it was cool to do all this fucking shit the whole time. I don't know. That kind of got a little. I thought about that. Like, wait a second, they're all over the place.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely true. So punches from JBL and Eddie look brutally legit here, Adam. What did you think?
They're stiff. Sorry, I didn't hear you called on.
Which, if I remember right, Eddie Guerrero always was always the type, hey, lay it in. I want it to look good. Because that's what they did in Mexico. They wanted it to look good.
Yeah.
So he was always that type, hey, if you're going to hit me, you better hit me or I'm not going to sell it.
So where does JBL rank for you as a heel, Mike?
He's top 5 when he came out, and he made a great heel. He was good when he was with the Acolytes and the APA and stuff like that, where he was a babyface. But coming back out as that JBL character and just turning himself around 100%.
I'll say this much: he was billed. He's from Texas, but he came out like from New York City. And he said the cowboy hat stuff. Heat with me, brother. Big heat with me.
There's just one thing I didn't like. He went straight to the cheap heat. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
We know he's a real life bully. At least he was. We hear that all the time, and we all know there. If you don't know, there's a story with him and the Blue Meanie for the folks at home, where he hit him for real in at the end of a show. But I'll tell you what, when we met him on a top-size Zoom, he couldn't have been nicer. So he does play a good heel character here for sure.
One thing I want to point out before we move on from that is Eddie Guerrero has said in, like, obviously it's not recent podcasts, but in interviews in the past, that he really dedicated himself to putting over this JBL heel character.
Good. That's a good thing. You should have real heels, not cool heels. He was not a cool heel. He was not cool.
Heel.
He was not NWO for sure. That's the fact.
He was LWO.
JBL working the headlock. Did you Devyn, did you think the styles were working well together here?
Yeah. I feel like it's a good powerhouse versus the quick, smaller guy dynamic.
Fall away slam outside of the ring to Eddie. Brian Hebner is the referee in this match. Shout out to our friend RJ and Brian, reffing it up with Brian Hebner. This is not.
We'll see him in Chicago.
Most definitely. This is not a no DQ match, Mike. Is there too much going on here with the steps into tables?
It kind of is. We expect, like you said, no DQ. It kind of throws things off. But he was knocked out. The ref's knocked out. What are you gonna do? That's Eddie's thing. He cheats still. So.
And that'll come up again because you're right. It is Eddie's thing, and I will mention that again.
And he's wanting to keep that title, so you're gonna go everything. He's a bigger guy. I'm a small guy. I got some big guy coming after me. I'm gonna get you anything.
Coach, what do you think of JBL's ring gear? Should he have made a better choice?
No, I think it fit. I always liked the hat, but I really don't even remember. It wasn't that memorable to me at all. And I watched the match.
Small shorts, man, for a big guy. That's all I'm getting at here.
Yeah. Costumes weren't so much important. I think that his mouthpiece and his body language was more important. He can get away with wearing really anything as long as he kind of had that swag, that Southern, like, I'm better than you swag, which was really hated back then. I mean, I think that's pretty much in any generation. The only person that could really pull that off was Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Anybody else that was a cocky rich dude, they got booed out, or anybody that had any kind of entitlement issues, they usually boot them out.
It takes a long time for a rich guy to get over, like $1 million man. The whole point is you're not supposed to like him, but then eventually you do.
Well, and remember who's president around this time?
Who, James?
W. So
yeah, it does fit.
Affluent, well-off Texas man, like fucking around with the big city stuff, having power, really wasn't over around this time.
So we had a bear hug by JBL, and then we have a drop kick by Eddie. Then he starts the Three Amigos, which just to say what it is, the Three Amigos is he holds on and does 3 suplexes. James, it was blocked here. James, what do you think of the move normally?
It's cool to see when he does it. I think especially when you're not really expecting it. Like sometimes you'll see him like lock the suplex and then like stay there bent over and then they do it. But sometimes when he just does it and bam, suplexes real quick and then kicks the legs, like, oh shit, like that's how I think when he does it like out of nowhere type of thing, it's a lot better.
And I want to piggyback off of that. I love Eddie. He's one of my favorites, but I think that move is overused as a tribute today. Yeah. I don't think every Tom, Dick, and Harry should be able to do that.
So you don't like Logan Paul doing it?
No, I don't like him doing it. There's even some women's wrestlers that are doing it. I think that should be reserved for a certain few. It's kind of like if somebody was around, they wouldn't use it. So give them their respect, unless
you wouldn't mind you wouldn't mind a stereo using it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can pull it off. But like I know Penta does it. That would be acceptable. Or Ray Phoenix. Someone that's deep in that culture. Yeah, or save it for a big moment.
Yeah,
sure, for real. So then the referee's knocked down by Eddie, an accident, quotes. Chair shot by Bradshaw to Eddie was absolutely freaking brutal. Oh my gosh. So the blood is now gushing. Mike, I know
headsets were off though. When this happened, the headsets were off. So you just hear the pop of that chair, and then you hear the crowd like, whoa. And then all of a sudden the camera pans on Eddie, turn around, and the crowd's like, oh. And you just hear like a loud groan.
Well, you answered my question there, James. I said quite a visual, huh?
It was definitely a holy shit moment.
Yeah.
Which the crowd chanted after that because the announcers didn't have their headsets yet still. And you just hear, oh, holy shit. Holy shit.
Are you reading my notes? Hey, what is this?
I actually took notes. I really like this match. I'd never really seen it before. And I've watched it.
It's awesome how a flat surface busts him up in that bad.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's what I said. So I said blood gushing. I wanted to know what you thought, Mike and Coach, and then quite a visual. James, you said that, and you said the crowd went nuts. So, or they were just like, ooh, like a hush. Like it was a different reaction for sure. So then Taz started talking about he has to have a concussion. Is this the first time this ever comes up, Adam?
This pay-per-view, yeah, sure.
I would say so. Yeah.
But yeah, it was it was mentioned every now and then, especially with Shawn Michaels and everything when he got his ass beat in Syracuse. It was mentioned a little bit every now and then back then. Stone Cold, somebody, but it's definitely a whole lot more now.
Yeah.
I don't even think the wellness thing was right here, was it? They didn't come up with the wellness agreement or whatever it's called later on.
Sometimes I need to be reminded. It seems like it's been around forever, but it hasn't.
It was after Eddie. Yeah, well, definitely after Benoit, but after Eddie.
That's really where this is all. Benoit, 07, of course.
And if you followed news throughout the years with concussions, a former wrestler, Chris Nowinski, he has his own concussion institute and foundation where wrestlers and other athletes are donating their brains to check for CTE and post-concussion syndrome. So he's really trying to change the game.
Didn't he have to retire because of that? He retired because of concussion too, correct?
Right.
I was going to point that out because that was caused by none other than Bradshaw in a hardcore match on Raw that knocked out Christopher Nowinski and caused him to start doing more research on all this.
Bradshaw was one of them. He's going to make sure you paid your dues when you're in the ring with him. You don't see him doing that with Eddie and them, but with Blue Meanie or Nowinski or somebody like that, he probably beats the shit out of them. So, hey, welcome to the ring, buddy.
Well, and that story about Public Enemy, when they went out there and beat the fuck out of them on a Raw or something.
Well, yeah. I love that story. I love that story. All right, so we got blood all over the ring. The ref is still down. Then we have the clothesline from hell from JBL. Adam, do you think this is a strong move?
Yeah, as long as it's a good visual. That is more or less a good visual than anything. Because when you see him take off running and you see this big 6'6" guy rear back and just clobbers the shit out of you, and it's got to be so good too. If it ain't so good, then it either looks like he just killed you or looks like shit. It's got to be so good too.
I would agree that it would have to be the sell would be more important than the move.
Yeah.
Correct? Like,
it's about the same. It takes equal parts, I think.
Devyn,
we have a question for the fanboy, James. Which move is better, that or Hangman's lariat? Buckshot.
Hangman is more of a face in my personal book. So, hey, man, that buckshot, baby.
I do like the buckshot.
And it beat Omega.
There it is.
Both. I think the closeout from hell is a little easier to do because you ain't got to worry about flipping and landing right.
Yeah.
You're already running and just whop.
Yeah, it looks more savage.
Yeah,
they
it
changed
really
the name
does.
of it.
Especially when the people like backflip.
Yeah.
Or especially when Punk does it and he flips over and falls to the floor.
So then, Devyn, the ref has been out for a long time now because there's no count. Is this too long?
I thought it was kind of too long. Like, come on, Brian, what are you doing?
Yeah. So then you have Little
Hey.
Nate. Little Nate
Well,
coming in.
Right before that, though, JBL, he didn't really try to wake him up. He just started beating the shit out of him.
Right?
So he didn't shake him to wake him. He just started hitting him.
And then
Shook
the
him
crowd
once.
starts chanting Eddie. Eddie. Tell you, man, I like this match a lot. I'd never really seen it until this.
Yeah, it's good. The Little Nate thing, though, in for the count. Eddie out at 2. Now Little Nate is knocked out of the knocked out. Now he's knocked out.
Something I want to point out about
the crowd
Charles
goes
Robinson.
ape shit. This is when the crowd starts coming way alive.
Charles Robinson comes down, Eddie's busted open, blood's all over the canvas, and he doesn't have rubber gloves on. So this is still before that
is true.
all happened.
So the crowd is in a weird place, I thought, but they were going ape
What
shit.
up?
Power bomb to Eddie. The Hebner counts. Now Hebner's counting. He's out at 2. So, I mean, James, how much do fans love Eddie's resilience?
You pull for people like that. Like it's the same. I think that's what really does make wrestling great. I know Vince hates the small guys type of stuff, but man, when you see this type of shit going on, and you're like, get up and whip his ass, like you get behind the guy like that. And the crowd was standing when they came back in the ring, and they didn't really sit down like throughout the rest of the match. So I mean, everybody's in on Eddie.
Definitely. Headlock over the bloody face of Eddie looks tremendous. The ring is a mess at this point, Coach. Does this have to be the last match on the card because of this?
I don't know back then if they were switching the canvases like they do now. I mean, if you go to a live, especially pay-per-view, they're up there switching them practically every damn match.
Okay.
But at this, I think at this time, they had mild reform. Back in Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair days, they said they used blood was on the mat from 4 nights ago. But at this time, I think they had 2 or 3 backup ones. But I think this match did earn main event status. So either way, this was going to be the last match.
Well, I'll tell you this much. You know they weren't doing it in 99 because in 99 is when Owen died, and they said they were wrestling over his blood. And
Yeah,
that's
the broken board and the blood.
The broken boards.
just awful things there. So this is what, 5 years or 6 years later. So, I mean, a lot can happen in 6 years, but I have a feeling no. I have a feeling no.
Well, and even I got one of the quotes. I think it's Taz. How much blood has the champ lost? And then Cole, a lot. Look at the ring, and you just see shit everywhere. Just blood smears everywhere.
Really
It
something
was
to
bad,
say.
man. He was
It's a
lit,
good match to
too.
watch.
Michael
Yeah,
Cole
sure.
says the ring mat looks like an art canvas, and that's
Art,
not
yes.
red paint out there.
Yeah.
So we have Eddie dancing, fighting back. JBL counters, but Eddie counters with the DDT. Now they're both down. Eddie climbing to the top, and he missed the frog splash. Now I know he missed it in this case, Mike, but has he had the best frog splash in wrestling?
Yeah, he's up there, definitely. There's a few more, RVD maybe, but I think Eddie Guerrero is top 5.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think it is just a great.
He just lands it perfect all the time. His move set for it is great. So
I mean, almost as good as Logan Paul.
Not
How
as
much
good
is
as
it?
the Street Profit guy. The Street Profit guy, he can get up.
Well, he gets the air.
The ups on that one, and then the flip over, like it's just so athletic. It's unbelievable. He's not going to be held back much longer, I'll tell you.
That's Montez Ford. Sorry, just want to
Yes.
put a name to the guy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because we're just talking like we're just no one else is listening, right? That's the thing about it.
Right.
Bradshaw grabs the championship and the chair. Eddie with the low blow. Devyn, is Eddie up there with the dirtiest player in the game?
Oh, absolutely. Kind of like Mike said earlier. He lives by the 3 words: lie, cheat, and steal.
Absolutely. So disqualification to Eddie with the belt hit, punching Bradshaw, pushing the ref. This ended pretty abruptly here. James, what did you think at this point? When this happened?
Well, I think they had the crowd in the palm of their hand, obviously, and to have this kind of, I mean, they're so amped, and then when this finish happens, I think they had to do some
Not
post
me.
shit to keep the crowd because they kind of deflated pretty quick after this.
Yeah, they definitely did. And there's blood everywhere, and a ton of chair shots.
Did you see the guy hold up the sign after they called the DDT or the disqualification? He holds up a sign that says schmoz. He's a dude in the front row and puts it over on the banner. It says schmoz.
Yeah. What do you know?
Do you think that this could have ended like it did because of the blood loss? Like they finally just said, "Hey, let's go home."
Well, why not just pin him? I mean, maybe, but why not just pin him? Why not just?
If you pin him, it kind of shows the end of the feud. You do a disqualification, you got a reason to go back to it.
We're going to talk about this in all the way to our 500th episode. But Adam, and I want to hear what you think too, Mike. Adam, why ever have a disqualification in the main event of a pay-per-view? Why not save it for just a regular weekly show?
I think it's like what Adam was saying, to continue the feud. I mean, if you pin them, it's kind of over. The feud's over. The one guy won, unless it ends with a like a chair so they didn't see or something like that. But if you just win the match and that he won it over, time to move on.
Because a good heel can say, well, hey, look, I only lost because of the chair or because somebody got my leg. They can use as an excuse to be a whiny heel to get the rematch or whatever.
Well, as my memory isn't very good, but I remember how I felt about this match. I was so Eddie that I felt, you know what? Fuck JBL. Give it to him, Eddie, and pull any trick you need to become champ. I like the way the match ended because he did cheat, and JBL was getting away with a whole bunch of stuff. Why not one of the good guys? So it kind of made Eddie a little bit more dirty. So I like the ending.
All right. He hits the frog splash now. Doesn't mean anything, but it was still awesome to see. And then my next question was, it doesn't sound like you guys are. Are you disappointed with the DQ ending? How about you,
I
Devyn?
didn't like the deliberate DQ ending, like deliberately right in front of the referee's face. I didn't like that.
That's what I'm kind of the same thing as Adam. I didn't like how clear they made it. Like JBL brings in the steel chair and the title, like something's about to happen here, and then they just do it right in front of the ref. I feel like this could go down as a legendary match if it had a clean finish here.
I mean, he
Even like
Hebner with the chair. He hit Brian Hebner with the chair.
right, and that's like with him bringing in the title, he holds it behind his back. What kind of shit is that? Like, I got kids. I know if you put your hand behind your back, you're hiding something.
So we have Arn Anderson comes out, Fit Finley comes out,
Dean Malenko,
Jimmy Corderas, and Dean Malenko. That's quite a crew that aren't there anymore.
Right.
I mean, not that. I mean, it's a long time ago, though. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, but if I'm out there in the aisleway and I see these guys coming at me, I'm stopping whatever I'm doing. But hey, you ain't getting me in my spine buster on the aisleway. Hell no.
I was waiting for Commissioner Slaughter to come out. But so you picked Mike. You picked Eddie Guerrero today. Why did you pick this match?
The blood spot mainly, but it's not just for that spot, but it shows you a different type of Eddie, like what he went through, and in that match near the end, I mean, his comeback. He's going that with his chest. He's just comes back, and that's when he starts laying a whooping on him. After being hit like that or bleeding that much blood, and him still coming back and doing something like that, shows you how much of a badass he is.
Gotcha. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add, or?
Well, yeah, I just like to say I go once or twice a year to visit Eddie. So I wanted to show you guys the tombstone where he's buried in Scottsdale. I don't think I have much signal left on my phone or battery, but
You good?
yeah, this is where Eddie's buried at the Greenhaven Cemetery in Scottsdale, Arizona. It used to be a dual plot where they had an unfinished placard for Vicky, but that was removed about 4 years ago when she got remarried.
Nice. Thank you, Coach. Anybody have anything else before we move on?
I just think it's really cool to see like Eddie have this crowd in the palm of his hand. They're cheering for Eddie, and you know, you kind of watch it and you get a little sad because you really wish that guy had one more shot to do it, you know, because it was really cool to get behind him. Hell of a wrestler. I mean, my God, that dude was good.
You don't realize how much you miss him until you start watching him on TV.
For real, like, because like I said,
Yeah.
I've seen clips of this match, but never like watched it in its entirety. And I was just like, holy fuck, just watching it, and the crowd's getting behind him, and he starts, you know, hulking up and starts doing that shake, and that crowd is losing it. And he has them from there on out. Every move, they're standing up cheering.
And that whole time, he's just gushing blood. I mean, it's pouring like a fountain.
Literally every move. He reversed like power bomb at one point from JBL and just lands on his feet perfectly, like ready to fight. Everything Eddie Guerrero did was flawless. He was an amazing athlete. Sorely missed.
I don't know about you guys, but when you bleed a lot, your blood's pretty thin, and that means you got other things in your system. So maybe Eddie was, you know, feeling no pain that night, and whatever got him through the match got him through it. But he did some superhuman things that I haven't seen in a wrestling match ever. The amount of abuse that he took.
You know,
Thank you for doing that for us, Eddie.
We know that there were some things involved, which is a shame. He was a young man when he died, so.
And you got to give it to JBL, man. This is a hell of a match. Like a hell of a
And
match.
JBL sold his ass off for him.
Mm-hmm. And the facials and everything, like, hell of a match.
And if you ever listen to JBL today, he talks glowingly about Eddie Guerrero. Glowingly.
Right.
So.
It kept him employed. You know, if this wouldn't have been that good of a feud, JBL would have been out the door.
As far as in ring, you can't say anything bad about Eddie Guerrero. You can't.
No.
There's nothing you can say that's negative about his in ring work.
Mm-hmm.
No. And he was pretty buff then, man. Because if you look at his early WCW days, like one of my favorite matches, and of course we've all heard it, is 1997 Halloween Havoc against Rey Mysterio. It's probably the best match he's ever had. We weren't gonna, Mike. I mean, it makes sense. We don't want to talk about the match it's always talked about. But if you look at that match, it's a lot smaller. But it's probably if you want to start somewhere at home, if you don't know who Eddie Guerrero is, that's not a bad one to start with. So
yeah.
But I just wanted to mention it. But it is kind of beat to death in podcast. So I'm glad you didn't pick it today, actually. But if you look at about what I was getting at, is you look at his body change from then till now, it's really something.
True.
Well, anyway, a lot of guys that came into WWE, as soon as they, you know, they might have right before been a little bit smaller, but when they come into WWE, not long, they're starting to get a lot more jacked. You know, once they're there a year or so, and that's when they start getting a big push.
You guys think Coach is out there planting corn in the yard right now? Like, did you see that field? You know?
No. It gets hot. I go out for a little while, get my vitamin, whatever, and come back in.
It's only, what, 110 in Arizona today?
That's about 99 right now, but it'll get to be 110.
Oh, man. Screw that. Well, yeah, but you have no humidity, so it's not hot, right? Freaking people.
Well, it's like that perfect, you know, movie weather, huh?
Oh, yeah, Coach, I hope you looked at the outline. Because 2 weeks ago, you said you wanted to talk about movie time with Coach, and we were going to do WWE movies. And guess what? Last week we did. We did Hacksaw Jim Duncan and Central Intelligence. So I thought I'd throw this your way this week since I heard the episode back.
Oh yeah, I did say that. You're right.
So the Marine, huh? Good movie, right?
Well, let's just. Yeah, no, I fucked up, but I did ask the Twitter universe. What their favorite one was. I didn't get any responses, so you know my self-esteem was a little hurt. I guess it just escaped my mind, but no excuses. I fucked up. Go ahead. Damn. Go ahead. I feel terrible.
Well, anyway, I looked at this list today of WWE movies. What a shit show this is! An absolute shit show of terrible movies.
Yeah, what? 10 Marines, and then like
straight to video, straight to video, straight to video,
Right.
straight to video. Then you have like Scooby Doo, and you have the Flintstones. All right. Anyway, mine's fighting with my family because as far as I'm concerned, that's the best one. Next.
I like
seen that yet.
Knucklehead with the Big Show.
Oh my God! What the fuck
Uh,
are you talking about?
All right, it came out when I was like 12. Remember that?
What about was it See No Evil? That was one with Kane in it,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that is.
And that was kind of like more of a horror movie type deal.
All
What
these
about No
movies
Holds
made about
Barred?
$3 million. They all made like $3 million.
What about No Holds
Yeah.
Barred? Was that a WWE production?
You know, it wasn't listed. It wasn't listed. I was thinking the same thing.
No, that
But
was-
again, not good.
No, that was with Shane, I think. Remember Bruce talked about it. I think
Oh yeah, like Shane Productions or something like that.
We lost Mike's audio for some
Mike,
reason.
you
He's
went mute.
talking.
You guys are forgetting the best one.
Oh no, I'm sure we're not.
Yes. This is
Oh, no.
this is the one that gave John Cena his start. 12 rounds.
I don't know.
Never seen it.
Well, that just proves our hypothesis. Who the fuck
This
cares
is
And I'm
the
gonna
best
tell you now,
segment we
I
have
watched-
ever done.
I watched that cartoon, that Rumble, whatever it's called, recently. And it was not good either.
The Condemned. The
Yeah.
Condemned's pretty good.
Yeah.
And what are there, 11 or 15 Marines now?
no.
mean,
Becky
well,
Lynch was in one of them. She's a pretty good actress.
Jinder Mahal's the next Marine.
Is he?
Yeah, starring Jinder Mahal.
So
The
Jinder
Indian
Mahal
Marine
is
from Canada?
he is in some acting now.
Yeah, I know. No, he's gonna be the next Marine.
Oh,
Veer,
alright.
they say Veer is gonna try to be an actor too.
I heard he's coming.
One
At least
day.
one of us is. Hey, and that brings me to the Coach Rosey, whatever you want to call it. Have you guys ever tried out these dice where you roll them and it's got like, this one says like, lick, this one says suck. You guys ever tried these dice?
Fun fact: they used those like 3 days ago.
Those exact
What,
ones.
with your roommate, your fiance?
My
You're like,
fiance,
Shut
not
up,
my
Brad.
roommate, and not the ones in Coach's hands. The ones in my bedroom
I
drawer.
hope you keep your own dice in your hand.
Right? Probably have anal beads in there too.
Woo! Now we're talking.
All right, that segment's for our Patreon. What's in Devyn's bedroom drawer?
No, that's what's good about these dice. You can take it any which way you want, but it kind of, you know,
Nice.
spices things up, takes
Ugh.
the thinking out of it.
Yeah, I didn't know if I could do this show not drinking. I guess I can.
Well, speaking
what
of
I'm
things
drinking?
going to complete shit, as I look at the outline,
Oh boy, here it
oh
is.
boy, indeed. Not only did it change names, it went free falling down a hill.
What is the spirit of Philadelphia?
I
freaking
don't
wrote it
know,
wrong.
Brad. What the fuck is the spirit of
Jerry
Philadelphia?
Seinfeld. I wrote it wrong.
And you give me shit, you cocksucker.
Oh,
Clean
man,
up your own house before you come shitting in mine.
The spirit of Philadelphia is a boat.
The spirit of Philadelphia is horse feces.
Oh man, spirit of
Low hanging fruit, it will always be there.
yeah. I don't know what this means now. So
I don't
Sorry,
either,
James.
but I did want to bring attention to 80s rap. because
Okay. I
I
know
fucking
that.
wow.
love me some 80s rap. I'm a huge Run DMC fan. I've
Okay.
been getting into Boogie Down Productions a lot lately. KRS-One is in that group.
Mhm. Good. How about some Eric B and Rakim?
Oh yeah,
Big
I
Daddy
listen
Kane.
to that. Make them clap to this.
Yeah, Big Daddy Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar
Uh,
Ray
ROC
Gang.
or the DOC.
Yeah.
My bad. Before his throat issues.
If you remember the Fat Boys, they had the human beatbox, those big.
Mhm.
Yeah, right, yeah.
What
The
the
Fat
fuck was
Boys
that?
are
Hey,
back.
so, hey, well, Mike, you need to be educated in your 80s rap.
Yeah. Then
I
we had
looked right
Too
at
Short.
Mike. I'm like, I'm with you.
Dougie
We had
Fresh
Too
was good
Short.
beatboxer too.
Yeah,
Half of
that's
us
true.
love this right now. The other half have no idea.
Hey, but it's
Big
when rap was
rock.
really good, like that. Boom, psh, boom. They call it the boom clap era because it's like
Yeah.
like keyboard, not this big ass bullshit that they get to do in the studio now. It was straight up like, and I'll give this to Run DMC. Jam Master Jay used to drum out the tracks. They'd record that, and then they would rap over that. So
Watch,
Jam
you're-
SJ actually used to legit lay down their beats.
I'll give something that Brad will remember. The Beastie Boys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, we just had
How
to
was
No, I
how
remember
was
all
one
this
of the
stuff.
best rap groups of all time? 3 Jews from Cleveland or from New York.
Gotta fight for your right, man.
Right.
No sleep till Chicago.
There it is.
Well, there's gonna be sleep in
that?
our room. Brad and I are a little old. We're not. I don't know about you. I'm not staying up till 4 a.m, Brad. I might make it till 2.
Yeah. No, we're gonna stay up all night.
And that is what we call
Oh,
the spirit of Philadelphia.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Look
I
out
read
for
it and I
little
was like,
clips we'll be
okay, now
making.
he's funny. Now he's a comedian.
I didn't even
Ladies
mean
and
to
gentlemen,
drink.
Brad Stanton, host of the show.
Hey, we got to run in. No, she's hiding. Forget it.
We always say it's your show to the fans, but I guess it's Brad's show, and this was the spirit of Philadelphia.
It is your
Oh.
show. Anyway, good job, James, with whatever, because I didn't even like. What the fuck am I supposed to say, right?
I was wondering if this was
Again.
like a rib where he wanted me to give you like founded in 18 or like 17, whatever, like all this stuff, or if it was like a what is that before the NBA merger thing, maybe it was one of those like Spirit of St. Louis, the
Yeah, right.
the ABA, like if it was an ABA team or something.
Oh, they were the best. The Flint Tropics.
But boy, we
Semi-pro.
need some saving on this episode right now, and what better person than Mike? So Mike, take it away. What you got for us?
Well, nothing new too much here. Haven't trained no idiots this week. I'm getting ready to go to Chicago.
Heard that.
I'm down. I'm ready. I got nothing packed, nothing
Right.
good, but I'm ready to go. So I know a lot of it, like you said, we're all going to be there. Anybody listening, y'all want to come up? Let's get some pictures. Let's get some interviews in.
Yeah,
Let's do something going on.
it's your show, so like come say hi to us. Get on the show.
Come say hi. I'm sure all of us can be doing a little bit of interviews with all y'all. Feel free. Mr. Powers, you're being number one.
Yeah,
You
geez.
mentioned it on there. But yeah, like I said, I'm just excited to see all you guys and see everybody else in Chicago.
So yeah, like James and Mike said there, the quick hitters is what we're looking for in Chicago. I think the idea, like quick interviews, quick talks. We're gonna put together a clip show. So
Bring your best dad jokes. I need all the best dad jokes you can give me in Chicago.
we always say it's your show. It's your show.
This is your time to be on it. If you want to come on and cut promos on Devyn, which half of y'all do in my DMs, do it on air.
I'm gonna be like a modern day. Well, I guess he is modern day. I'm gonna be another Austin Theory this weekend, taking
A modern
selfies
day
with
Austin
everyone.
Theory.
Modern day 22-year-old.
Yeah, I wasn't letting that go.
You're gonna be Sammy. You are our Sammy.
Being sexy as hell. Yeah.
Oh God Almighty!
I'm looking forward to it too, Mike. Looking forward to it too. I can't wait. Counting down the hours. Well, as you guys hear this, 3 of you will be there for 3.5, Coach. Huh?
Be there Thursday.
Wolfpack for life.
Right.
It's causing mass destruction. Guess who's back? The bad boys of wrestling.
That's it.
Yeah.
We'll
It's a
be
sick
at an
theme.
Italian restaurant on the west side of Chicago. Undisclosed location. We don't want
Yeah,
the
we're not
paparazzi. to
invited. We
get
got
to
it. We got it. We get it, man.
No, it's just a tough neighborhood. Tough neighborhood.
Speaking of tough neighborhoods, Adam, what you got for the people? How's your week been?
I'm trying to figure out why Charlie Haas is on my TV right now. It's
Me too.
Hardcore Holly. Hey, here it is. It's Hardcore Holly and Charlie Haas versus Eminem.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome, man. He's my favorite rapper.
Mercury and Morrison. And I can't figure out which one's worse.
I am whatever I say I am.
You tell him, Brad.
Yeah.
On the set, cousin.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hardcore Holly's in the ring giving us Eminem lyrics.
Right? I just like to sue with my blood cuz.
Green M&Ms are the ones that are home runs.
And before that, I was watching, we're about to jump to another SmackDown here shortly. So after we watched that match, I let it play on.
Oh.
And I completely forgot about this. 2 guys walk up with their suspenders and shit. Dude's interviewing him. Then walk over and says, hey, nobody beats the dicks
Oh,
I totally forgot about that. So that made my night. It was actually kind of funny. I kind of needed that laugh. It was great. It was pretty funny.
I've been single a long time. My dick has taken a personal beating.
Personally or what?
Yeah, I mean, there's every now and again there may be a lady's hand in there, but you know, most of the time it's these bad boys right here. I'm in a committed relationship.
Hey, man, never gonna get a no.
No, I worked all
Assuming.
week and slept all week. That's all I did.
Oh boy, boy, boy. Well, we're canceled after these comments. Speaking of oh, that's a bad transition.
Natural light.
Right? It's a fresh tasting beer. Mmm, tasty.
Getting started there early, James.
Nitro
Yeah,
Pepsi.
you know, I work early too, so
That's true. This is like 9:00 for you.
right.
I get it. I get it.
Speaking of outlandish microphone bullshit, the second match we're covering today is Eddie Guerrero versus Mr. Kennedy. It is from the SmackDown that was taped on November 8th, 2005, but it aired November 11th, 2005 at the Conseco Fieldhouse. Boy, talk about a juiced up place, huh? In
Hey.
Indianapolis, Indiana. It was a match length of basically 5 minutes. I mean, let's be real here. This wasn't that much. But the show rating was a 2.7. But hey, you know, how did we get there? There's a match for the team at Survivor Series.
It's a Survivor Series.
Damn.
Teddy Long said that they were going to have matches, and whoever won was going to be part of the Survivor Series, and that's where we got.
Right. There's not always going to be a build to a regular weekly match. So, what were you going to say, Adam?
I lost that match on purpose. That way I don't have to go to Survivor Series.
Well, there's a question for you, right? About 3/4 of the way down on this page for just about something like that. So just hang on there, buddy. Hang on there. So just so everybody knows, I mean, I'm speaking for Mike. If I'm wrong, Mike, let me know. The reason this match is picked, this is Eddie's last match.
Correct.
Before he passed on. So that was, and I don't think anybody's ever really covered it before. So that you know, Mike just thought we'd do something different, you know, as this was his last match before he passed on. So we have Mr. Kennedy kicks the ring announcer out of the ring and does his own introduction. Coach, what did you think of this?
I don't know how to do it. I don't have the voice anymore for it. Mr. How do you do it?
Sister! I loved it. I loved it.
Kennedy!
Can I say we're all jackasses on the mic, and it comes to this jackass literally on the mic, and we all just, you know, stage fright.
Right?
It's definitely catchy, but to me, that's all he had his whole career.
So Eddie entrance this time, Devyn, compared to last time, what did you think?
I liked it. This time it was actually after his heel run, so he was back to this music. After he currently had a different music for a little while, so it was kind of recently changed his gimmick.
What did you think of it, Mike? Did you like it better or worse than did you like it better than the last one?
No, I like him driving out the car.
Well, he was in the car on both.
Oh yeah, that's right. This one he was. No. Then I guess.
Oh man, I screwed you up now.
You
You
fucked
out
up
on your
now.
bullshit.
No,
You
well,
didn't
I
watch this match.
No, because when I was doing his bio, I was reading because he stopped coming out with the car for a little bit, and that's what I was thinking right there. I think I passed forward to the entrance on this.
That's when he turned heel and came out to the
Right,
different
when he
music
turned heel
I was
and came
talking
out.
about.
All right, so I had to talk about the advertisements here too. We have AutoZone. What do you got?
In the zone.
Didn't they have something on the windshield too of the car, like
Oh yeah, okay, I remember now.
auto something, like it was a website like on the windshield.
I think it was audio something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
I think-
advertising going on this.
Yeah.
So then the real commercials were like brought to you by AutoZone, Jack's Specific, whatever that is.
They made
And,
figures.
Okay. And then you have Harry Potter. Devyn, who's your favorite Harry Potter guy? Because we know you grew up with this bullshit.
Right.
So
Here it is.
I guess it'd have to be Hermione.
Okay.
What?
She's the
I don't
best.
even know who that is.
She was a whore.
It's the girl.
Would she ever be?
She was with both of them. Come on
Harry
now.
and Ron.
So Adam,
Probably more ways than one.
we have a team qualifying match here. Have you ever been part of a match similar to Survivor Series?
No, hell no.
Okay, good answer.
Well,
James,
you gotta think. This is Southern wrestling shit. We're lucky to get 10 wrestlers in the damn locker room to come out to have a match. 5 of us together on the same side. Nah, you're asking for trouble, buddy.
Well, that's what the whole idea of the Survivor Series match is. You always have some dissension within the group, right?
But those Southern wrestlers, you always got this big, huge guy that don't do nothing but stand in the middle of the ring. And then you got the two or three of the younger worker guys that does everything for the big guy.
Everything.
And then you got the one guy that thinks he shows his dominance because he's the lead heel. You got some other dumbass that just found it out in the crowd. So, yeah, that's a hell of a Survivor Series to me. That's an Alabama Survivor Series.
Devyn, do you have something?
If the 6 of us were a Survivor Series team, who'd be the last man standing?
Who's got the better cardio?
Cricket.
I'd be first eliminated. I'll take it.
Oh,
I got really good cardio.
the other
I'm
team
gonna
would
get my
gang
ass
up on
kicked
you
for
and
it.
definitely eliminate you first.
I got good cardio. That don't mean shit. I'm getting punched in the head.
Yeah.
And then, who's on the announce team, James? Are we gonna go 2 for 2?
Here we go. Taz and Michael Cole. How many
Oh
Z's?
my gosh, what a surprise!
How many Z's? Who knows? But they definitely couldn't really tell the story because there wasn't much story to tell on this one.
No. You got Mr. Kennedy yelling, "Get him off me." I thought that was an interesting spot. We had the handshake, Adam. The handshake and then the smack. So how many times have we gone through this about the shaking hands in the ring? All right, I said it. All right. Poke of the eyes by Eddie. Again, does he have Flair in mind with using some of these antics, Coach?
Do I have a problem with it? No, I
No,
don't.
does he you think he takes after Flair? Do you think he is
okay.
after Flair?
I think he takes more after the flair and pomp and circumstance he was raised in the luchador culture, whether he was in El Paso or Juarez or wherever. That's what he was raised around, and being flamboyant and, outgoing and really animated. That's part of that. I think Ric Flair is definitely in that vein, but Eddie was a different kind. Eddie was like kind of hood, kind of like get you, where Ric Flair was more classy, kind of get you. It just had a different vibe to it. But go ahead.
So then, how does he get away with continue to be a babyface with this?
Well, I think the culture during that time, again, I keep talking about culture, but that's what drives storylines, was that kind of chill, low rider. In the 90s, the popular music back then was Snoop, so it kind of had that vibe to it. And he was just cool. And I think the cool factor goes a long way. I mean, everybody likes cool, too, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy.
He includes the crowd too. Like right before he does something, he look at the crowd and like get them involved, get them into it with him.
Right.
And I think that little gesture right there, just adding them in it, makes a world of difference.
And he did stuff like that no matter what, heel or face. His whole time, he would always do those cheap little pops.
It was always behind them when they did it too.
So I just listened to on ad-free shows. I listened to this thing called In Depth, okay, and it had Dominic D'Angelo as a host, and it has I can't think of Tom DeShands, and Tom DeShands called Macho Man. I thought this is nerd shit, man, for us. he called Macho Man what's called a flat character, and what that means is whether he was heel or babyface, he never really changed who he was. Where a round character actually changes into something else. But even whether like Macho Man was a heel or babyface, he was the same. Would you consider that the same for Eddie?
I would. Like I said, and that's his moveset too. He would do the same thing there. He'd come out and he would be the same person no matter what. Just depend on if the fans booed him and cheered him.
Again, I highly recommend that show for all you wrestling nerds out there that just like to get in depth about absolute nonsense like we do. Very, very good. So then
Didn't they just come out with the NWO show?
I believe it was either just came out or is about to come
Yeah,
out. I haven't
check
listened.
that out. It's
I'm
coming.
3 weeks behind, man. You know, I got to do this show. I have a family.
Right.
There's 27 podcasts a day. I mean, what am I?
Yeah.
So anyway, so Eddie does the Three Amigos again, or tries to, but it's blocked again. Adam, is this good for the match psychology?
Depends when they do it in the match. And if it's something in the beginning of the match, I can see why they'd want to block it because they're still kind of fresh. But if this is something that he just wants to do every match, it needs to be towards the end. If they're doing it at the beginning, I can see why he would, because he'd be expecting it.
So Eddie throws Kennedy in the corner and knocks out Charles Robinson, Little Nate, and then Eddie smiles like, all right, this is the match again. Gets the chair. At this point, between the both matches, Mike, we have 3 ref bumps. Is this why you're picking all these matches?
Yes, I love the ref bump. Love it when they hurt.
All right, so then we have Eddie with the chair, throws it to Mr. Kennedy, goes down. James, is this just classic Eddie bullshit here or what?
Well, I mean, if you like how Adam was saying how he plays to the crowd, the hard cam gets perfect on him, and you just see a little smirk he does, and then that crowd just like, what? They get all pumped for it. They know what's coming. Like, well, they may not know what's coming because it looks like he's gonna chair shot. Then when the ref starts coming around, of course, the bam and the pass. That's classic. And even on commentary, they're like, that's vintage Eddie Guerrero. The
front row out here was laughing their ass off. I mean, all of them clapping and laughing their ass off.
It's that shit, man. Play the hits.
And the little thing Eddie does, when you see him stand up, he's laughing at Kennedy. He's like, oh, yeah, my head. Then he goes back to settling his head. Like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I got this on my head. Just that little stuff, man. Just, it makes it awesome.
Devyn, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I liked it as well. Yeah.
However, DQ, our second DQ of the night, Mike, right? All right, pal.
That was not planned.
DQs, baby. Yeah.
So Kennedy hits Eddie with a chair. And like we said before, this is Eddie's last match. Was the match too quick? I was going to ask this, but I mean, it's just a regular TV show. Like, this isn't a pay-per-view or anything like that.
Yeah, this is out of context to make that judgment. Like, this is taking this way out of context. You never know where they were going with this.
Correct. What were you going to say, Coach?
Well, I did a little research on this match. I want to credit Chris Van Vliet. He did a great interview with Mr. Kennedy, and I listened to the portion that dealt with Eddie. Listen to this. After this match, Eddie, Mr. Kennedy, and Chris Benoit all went out to dinner at a steakhouse after this match. And then they all went their separate ways, and the next day they found out. But imagine sitting at that dinner table. You're with Eddie, Chris Benoit, and you. He didn't tell many stories about it. He just said, we had dinner together the night before he passed. They talked about the match. He said he was real nervous. That's why he kept grabbing the ropes, and that's why they had a lot of hold moves, because Eddie had to talk him through a lot of the stuff.
James, where was this again?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah,
that's
I
great,
guess
Coach. I appreciate that info.
I got nothing too. I watched the Monday Night Raw after this one, the Eddie tribute, and I think it was John Cena. Might be wrong on that one, but he said that Eddie was in the back when he was in backstage. You can tell he was always hurting. He just wasn't himself all the time. But as soon as he went through those ropes, like, it cut off. Could you tell anything was going on with him being in that ring? Like, he was hurting in any kind of way or having a hard time or anything?
No,
If you know what to look for, you could kind of see it.
You could see it, Adam?
Nice eyes.
Just little stuff, Like when he gets ready to do the suplexes or something, you see a little extra grunt, a little extra stutter step. When he goes off the top rope, maybe he didn't jump as high. Just little stuff. But he was the ultimate freaking worker, man. God, he was so good.
So I just want to throw this out there. We can do 27 episodes on Eddie Guerrero. I don't think this will be our last time. So even though we just did these 2 matches, I can see us doing a lot of Eddie matches down the road. As wrestling fans, everybody as an Eddie fan. So anyway, anybody have anything they'd like to add to this match? I appreciate the extra commentary at the end there, Coach, and I don't know why you're laughing at me, but.
Oh no, I'm not laughing at you.
Oh yeah, sure, whatever.
No.
See, Eddie
No,
Guerrero
here, you
smiling
want a
and
shout
laughing
out?
this whole time.
This is a text from Anthony Pyrus telling me about where him and his wife went yesterday to spice up their life. If you want to find out more, ask Anthony Pyrus. That's what
I'm
taught
good.
me.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm sorry I asked. Back to you, James.
Right? Spicy, huh?
I can't make this shit up.
Well, good stuff. Well, Mike, do you want any like closing things on the, Eddie? Like you picked these matches, so anything?
Well, I mean, kind of like what Brad was saying, this definitely isn't our last Eddie Guerrero matches or anything. I just thought Eddie was different in the ring. He was unique, one of a kind. And that's one reason why I wanted to do Eddie Guerrero. And, that JBL match was a gusher match. And the last one, at the time, we didn't know was that. So a lot of people didn't see that match. So that was another reason why I didn't watch it live. So that's another reason why I wanted to throw that one in there, just so you can see his final hurrah, his final goodbye.
I didn't realize before you picked this match, Eddie Guerrero's final matchup was on my 8th birthday.
Wow.
Such an asshole,
awesome.
dude. You're just such an asshole. We get
I
it.
didn't mean to
You're
say it
young,
like that, but
all
it was just kind of like a shock to me. Like, I
Yeah.
was only 8 years old when he passed away, and I've watched hundreds of Eddie Guerrero matches. Like, I'm only 24, and he's meant a lot to me in my professional wrestling fandom. So,
I
I
get
really
it.
think that we should have honored him greatly in this episode today.
I'm glad you feel that way, Devyn.
Coach is such an asshole to Devyn.
Oh, I'm gonna have to sleep in the hallway probably.
No.
You're sleeping in a room, pal. I don't know why I got so excited there.
Right? Nah.
Maybe I should sleep in the hallway.
Because we're gonna be making clips, right, Devyn? We're gonna be making
Hey-o.
clips.
Anyway.
All right, so what's next on the
Yeah.
So I guess
Got
we
weird.
have, anybody got any remaining topics they'd like to discuss with our fans?
Listen here, I ran across this one just now. How about a cowboy walks into a German car dealership? He says, "Howdy, howdy, howdy, howdy,
There it is.
howdy,
Waka waka waka.
howdy."
I wanted to do one of those jokes, Adam, because you never read mine that I send you.
That's the one you sent me.
Oh, maybe I did. Shit. I want to do one that I've been telling all week. All right.
Fuck yeah, do it.
Where the hell is it, Adam?
Probably in the text messages you sent me.
Oh man, shit, you are.
Right, we always the most professional podcast you listen to.
I'm sitting here looking at him. I'm just waiting on him.
All right,
Jackass.
never mind. I don't know what it is.
Why
I mean, we
can't
could.
bicycle-
Do we have
Here's
any
our classic.
questions that we need to get?
There are no
Yeah.
questions. No questions this week.
Wow.
Here,
Everybody
Brad, I
hates
found
this.
it. I found the one that you like.
You know which one I like, Adam. Come on, baby.
Why can't bicycles stand up on their own?
Fuck, that ain't the one.
Because they're too tired.
All right. No, there were no questions this week, James, because no one cares.
I'll be damned. Well,
Apparently
good
not.
stuff. So I guess if you guys do have any comments, you can always leave a 5-star review and let us know. Oh, we got one? You got
Found
one?
it.
You found it? Is it gonna be wrong again?
Why couldn't the green pepper practice archery?
Why is that?
Because it didn't have an arrow.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right, so here's the one I really wanted to read. All right. A priest, a rabbit, and a minister walked into a bar. The bartender asked the rabbit, "What do you all have?" The rabbit says, "I don't know. I'm only here because of autocorrect."
Oh!
I freaking love it.
Welcome to my crib. Welcome to my backyard. Come on through anytime you want.
The lifestyles of Coach Rosey.
Let's go jump on the
Anytime you guys want.
trampoline.
Jump on
Trampoline
the
party.
trampoline.
I say trampoline?
The trampoline and the dice come in handy.
Okay.
We go live on vacation to Coach Rosey's house. Look at
Yep,
the
come on through.
exquisite landscape.
Yeah, it's like a jungle. No hair, no flair.
Right.
Oh, hello.
Woo!
It's funny. Right when y'all did that, Lita come up on the screen.
So
Adam just watches the show. He
You
watches the
guys want
show.
waka for us?
That's a lot of jokes today.
Actually, I did get a question.
Uh-oh.
This question is from John Hickson, and he asked, after hearing what Matt Hardy said about fans of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, what did the Kickout crew think? Did any of you guys hear what Matt Hardy's statement was about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and their fans?
What was it, like fucking morons if we don't?
Yeah, if you don't like them. I like their, like I said, I don't like them personally, but I like their in-ring work. So, and I see where he's coming from.
They are heels, and I boo them as such. So they're over as heels in my book because I boo them every time I see them. So I mean, they're good enough to where they are the heel that I boo. You know, if you get what I'm trying to say.
I love the Elite.
Be like, oh my god, they wrestle so good. Oh man, because I think you should boo the heel. I'm not gonna be like, you know what? I hate those guys, but goddamn, they're good. Like, I mean, because I grew up a fan of the Spurs when the Lakers and Kobe were like making their run with both Powell and with Shaq. And my thing is, I did respect Kobe's, skill, obviously because he's good, but I'm not gonna cheer for the guy like ever, you know. So it's kind of one of those things. Like, yeah, I get that they're good, but that doesn't mean I have to like them. Go fuck yourself, you know. Sorry, that's how I feel about that.
Well, at least you have an answer.
Yeah, I mean, I respect their talent, but that doesn't mean I have to be like, well, they are bad guys, but I'm going to cheer them because, they have a lot of talent. No, they're fucking heels. Like, I don't know. Because I heard Alba say some things, and I kind of was like, yeah, you can respect them and still boo them, It's what heels are.
Correct. I agree. I 100% agree. 100% agree with that. You can still boo them just because they're talented. They're heels. You're supposed to boo them. What they're there
I
for.
love the Elite, but I agree with that. That if they're heels, you shouldn't like them. You shouldn't want to root for them.
They are heels.
I root for moments from heels.
We know Devyn loves them. He's probably gonna write a fucking,
An
essay. What's your suck off the Young Bucks segment today? Go for it, Devyn. You're up.
Just suck it, Devyn.
I know you like the.
I thought you said Ed.
Devyn.
That was last week.
Right.
Ed does not like the Young Bucks. We know that.
Ed doesn't like anything.
The Young Bucks, the Elite,
Memphis Wrestling.
all of them. I love them all. Kenny Omega's back in AEW. It's fantastic. It feels great.
Yeah, and at the time we're recording this, that card sucks. So we'll see how this is going to age, but as of right now, looking really forward to All Out. Glad I spent a fuckload of money on those tickets.
I didn't spend shit. I haven't bought them yet because I know I'm going to get them cheap.
No, they are.
Oh.
Hey, but I got another shout out. Here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big week for Money Mike. It's his first week as a teacher. I think school starts this week at St. Bonaventure, where he's a first-year college professor.
Go boners.
Yeah. So I want to throw that out. Money Mike, congratulations. Live your dream. And teaching's a noble profession. Best decision I ever made. So on behalf of the Kickout crew, good luck, pal.
Yeah, I also got something negative to say about Money Mike. I appreciate great job with your job, pal. But listen, when you ask a question 4 days after the episode came out, we aren't going to get to it. All right? Can we pay attention? I understand you got your lesson plans you're putting together, but you used to be you're the first guy always on Mailbag Monday. First guy, you're 4 days late on our question. You saw the dates. Come on, dude.
Well, they're famous.
See you Friday. See you Friday, pal.
He's not coming. He's not coming.
What?
He's not coming. No, he's got school stuff.
Class.
Yep.
Oh, that
Mike and Brad have
this is for nothing then. This is not. No, we don't. I was setting this up.
I will say teaching is such a good profession that a coach is getting out of it. So, take those words with what you will.
Well,
By the
I've
way,
been doing
shout
it
out to
26
Coach.
years.
Shout out to Coach for his forced mortgage sale.
Yeah, thank you.
Great job, buddy.
And more importantly, my son went off to school. So we
Yep.
dropped him off a couple days ago. That was bittersweet.
That most certainly is. Most certainly is. So I have this bullshit segment that I wrote here. James.
Hang
yeah,
on,
that's
check-
a good transition.
Check the date today. 9 months from now, Coach is going to be a granddad.
I wouldn't put it past him, but I mean, he knows how to put a rubber on.
grandparent shit out of this. All right? Hey, we're good. I wrote this thing, James. I don't know if I want to do it now because I'm trying to replace Meth, Mary, Kill. And
Thank God.
well, not permanently, pal. You're gonna have sex with the guy again for sure, with or without the F, Mary, Kill. All right. So
Don't make promises you can't keep.
But so I did this thing called Just a Minute. And what I do is there's all these topics and you guys have to talk for a minute on it. And I time it. And it's supposed to be funny. But I don't know. It sounds better. It sounds better if we're all really drunk, if you know what I mean. We're not.
I'll do it. I'm creative.
All right. So I'm timing you, Coach. So let me get my trusty stopwatch here.
Is it on your wristwatch?
Let's whatever. I'm gonna use my phone.
Yeah, the
so what I write down for Coach here? Coach. So just a minute for Coach. I wrote down going to the gym. Start.
Wait, now is this a positive story or is just any story?
I don't give a shit.
Going to the gym. All right. Last week, a friend of mine and I went to the gym, and boy, we had one epic experience. We got on the chest press machine, and all of a sudden, I look up, and his dog balls are hanging down in front of my face. I'm like, listen, buddy, you can't put some drawers on. I don't want to stare up at your dog balls. So he goes, fine. And he goes back to the locker room. Well, I need to continue my lift. So I go to the next person that wants to spot me. And I said, hey, buddy, you want to spot me? He says, sure. He comes on over and then I do it. And all of a sudden he turns into a werewolf. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this gym. So I walked outside and went to the Starbucks next door and they had a flyer about this gym down the street. So I was like, you know what? I still need to work on my legs because I can't skip a leg day. So I went down to that gym down the street because it had a free visitor pass. So I walk in there and all of a sudden I see Brad Pitt, I see John Travolta, I see Lawrence Fishburne. And I'm thinking to myself, this is one classy joint, except it's missing one important person. Richard Simmons. I went to this gym because it was a Richard Simmons gym. He hasn't even been in public in 7 years, but I was able to get my leg day in. I was able to do it with Chris Helmsworth, and all was well in the world in Phoenix. I don't know what happened to my friend, but hopefully he's wearing underwear today.
Freaking Coach. Look at this guy going 2 minutes, by the way.
That was
2
awesome.
minutes. All right, Mike, you're up.
Is there any reason why that sounded like that's already happened and he's just going over what happened? Because that sounded too good.
I think part of it might have happened in high school.
Sweating to the oldies, baby.
They had a tea bag.
Mike, ready?
Yes.
How to cook eggs. Go.
How to cook eggs? Well, how do you want to cook eggs? You can. I've done microwave eggs. Microwaves are pretty easy. You can do scrambled microwave eggs. That's really easy too. You take them, put them in a little bowl, put them in for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take them out, scramble them up some, put them back in there. I've done smoked eggs. You can take some, you let them soak in vinegar for about a minute or two. Not too long because it eats the shell. So you don't want to do it too long. Dump them on the smoker for a while. And there you go, you get some smoked eggs. You can boil eggs. You got deviled eggs. You got an egg fried sandwich or egg fried bologna sandwich or egg fried tomato sandwich.
Bubba Gump is happening right now.
I don't know if I'm trying to go for eggs.
All right, Mike, you're off the hook. You're off the hook. You're off the hook.
You got poached eggs, got scrambled eggs.
The best part is Mike counting. Is counting during that.
Eggs over easy, eggs over medium.
I wish you would have counted all the way to 15. Be like, and then you tear it and put it back in for 30. 29.
I was thinking.
Devyn, this has to be a really easy one for you. All right. Because it was probably only a few years ago. A birthday party from when you were a child. Go.
All right, so I actually had this big birthday party when I was in 8th grade. I invited like 15 or 16 of my classmates over. My mom literally told me I could invite 5, so I invited the entire football team. So they're all coming crashing at my house. We don't have enough pizza for everyone. We don't have enough sodas. We don't have anything because my mom said 5 kids can come over. So we end up having to run to the store, and it's about 3 miles away because I used to live out of town. So all 15 of us walk to the store, buy a bunch of chips, buy a bunch of food, snacks. We walk all the way back. I actually had these 2 or 3 mats that were outside, and that night we all threw on MMA gloves and we're brawling on the mats, trying to match up guys to the right size with each other. Oh, it was a hell of a party. It was one of my favorite birthdays. And I actually had a cake shoved in my mouth and in my face by one of my friends, Andy French, at the time. Shout out to him. I haven't seen him in
at the time. Did he change
5 years? But, no, his name's still Andy French. Coach isn't wrong, but
Locked up.
You are good.
woo.
So, James, cheating on a test in school. Go.
How dare you? Well, it depends
I
what
would've done
subject
that
it
one.
is, and there are times where I'm not gonna say I was the most honest student. I did get caught for plagiarism, but I mean copy paste. Come on. But I would say cheating on a test, depending on the subject. But if you can get away with it and not get caught, it is what it is. And if people get jealous about that, why? I mean, then you do it or study and do better. I don't know. Don't let the actions of others affect your, your shit, I guess is what they say. Cheating on a test. That was the dumbest, cheating on a test. You go with the education topic to me.
Yeah,
I got a good story. This is one I did. I
What an
won't take
ass.
very long. It was an astronomy class at Arizona State, and it said we had to map the sun from sunrise to sunset over 30 days. I fucking turned it in, and I never went. And I just said, okay, sun here, whatever. But I had the sun setting in the east and rising in the west. And the teacher goes, boy, and asked me, he goes, you got the direction wrong. You failed. You obviously didn't look. I was like, no, I didn't. I'm dyslexic. All of a sudden she goes, okay, I'll let you pass. True story. I had to come up with it quick.
I'm dyslexic.
All right, Adam, you're the last one. And I know you can do this because I feel like you're made for this kind of stuff. A guilty pleasure. Go.
See, now it depends on what you mean exactly
Oh,
about
no.
guilty pleasure.
Oh, no.
Because, I mean, if we're talking about just me sitting at the house, I don't mind watching like a decent, wrestling match. Get my stuff kind of sharpened. I don't get my
Iron sharpens iron.
I want to get my names and my moves, like Excalibur. Or if we talk about guilty pleasures, like, okay, well, it's nighttime and, you get your phone out. And everybody's got, what do they call them? What the single guys call them?
Grinder.
Old Faithful. That's what they call her. They call her Old Faithful. So you get a guilty pleasure going, you got your movie, whatever, scroll through your phone.
Yep.
And there she is, Old Faithful, boy. You know good and well when you call her, she coming. And she coming right in. So, and she always brings snacks or something like that because all the big girls bring snacks.
Right.
And they bring the best snacks.
Oh, she's a big girl.
It was exactly a minute. That is really impressive.
So,
James, did I offend you? Did I offend you, James? Can we give you a different one?
No, I believe me. I think I'm gonna have plenty of rambling minutes on this show.
Because I could have just
In
said
the past
video, I
and
could have
also
said
moving
video
forward.
games. I could have said video games, and we would have been here.
Oh, the fat guy definitely knows about the video games.
Wait. Fat guy bullshit. Don't give me that. You'll start text us an entire day because you're playing video games, pal.
Last night, I did not even go to the bar. I was listening to Ad Free Show's podcast, and I bet you I played Grand Theft Auto probably 7 straight hours last night.
Sometimes when we have the 93 messages in our chain like we did yesterday, and we don't hear from James once.
I was at work. I get off work and I click on it. I'm like 93. Like, fuck, it's noon.
It was a lot. And I was. I'll check in with you sometimes. Hey James, you all right?
Oh,
Yeah.
during the week, it's usually Mike or Brad at like 6 a.m. I'm like, oh, they fucking talking already.
Well, because
my
it's
machine get my shit ready out here. Ding.
I will say Mondays are usually my dead to the world day.
Yeah, you are. We had this great day today, and then that's it. We'll see you.
Yeah.
We'll see you Wednesday.
I've been out of it. I've been out of it.
See you Wednesday, right before Dynamite. Right before Dynamite, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Wake up.
And I will be zooming tonight. Boom.
I ain't gonna lie, I put y'all on mute some days.
I have it on mute all the time because I can't have it going off at work like that.
Oh, I have the notification.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
do
doop.
it.
I don't
Alright, guys.
have it as my regular notification. It's just like doop. That way I know it's y'all.
So now it's time to get demographic with Devyn.
So I hope you guys
Alright.
like that. I hope that was all right. Anyway, Devin, go.
I had a
worked.
good
I loved it.
cheating
I loved
story.
it.
I had
I liked
an
the
awesome
minute.
cheating story.
Next time I'll tell a real one.
Well, that's
I
the
thought we were
no,
making
cheat
up
on
fake
someone.
ones. I
I
thought that
got
was the game.
creative with mine. So give me 2 minutes. I'll tell you real quick.
I was just trying to be like I am in bed in the last 60 seconds.
Look,
Yeah.
I had 2 Spanish classes. One for each year. Sophomore, freshman, sophomore year. And I don't know shit about Spanish. I know the numbers and a couple of other bad words I don't need to say. But back when I was in high school, they had the tape recorders. And you could actually record on these cassette tapes. You can actually record the words and the meanings. You can record yourself saying them. And so this is back before they had Bluetooth speakers. So I would put the tape player with all my words I just recorded on the tape. I put it on the inside pocket of my jacket. And I would run that speaker wire through my shirt, through my sleeve, and I'd sit in class like this. Write down my answers, listen to myself, tell me what the meanings are. I write down all the damn answers. Until April rolls around and she's like, why you got a jacket on? Yeah, it got a little weird then, because, April, May, wearing a jacket in Alabama looks funny. There's them cassette tapes and things, the players were yay big and like that thick. So if you wore a small jacket, it stuck out right here. So I had to wear the big puffy ass jacket, like the Cowboys jackets or the basketball jackets back then.
Yeah, the starter jackets.
Yeah, the starter ones. That's right. And you run the wire through here, and it fit your palm perfectly. And you just sit right there at the desk.
Gracias, Adam.
Write down all your shit.
Dime.
There it is.
All right, so speaking of those starter jackets, Adam,
Oh, Lord.
I've had a couple of those throughout the years. Couple hanging on my wall, actually, in the basement right now. For my Devyn's demographic of the week, it's about the team on those starter jackets. My San Francisco
damn it.
49ers.
I
And
knew
exactly
I
one
knew he
week.
was buttering this up.
Exactly 1 week after our podcast drops, the NFL football season will be starting. So, you guys claim your teams? Everyone ready? I'm
You're
pumped.
damn
for
right
football.
we're ready, baby. Been ready. It's our year again for like 26 straight now. I was in third grade when they last won the Super Bowl. I'm almost 40. So let's go.
I've never been able to see my team win a Super Bowl. We've lost 2 while I've been alive. I went back and watched the old Super Bowls that we got to win. But the rest of you guys, claim your teams. Tell me if you're ready or not.
I'm ready. Philadelphia Eagles. I did see your Super Bowl.
God, I hate both of y'all.
They just happened to beat the best team probably of all time, the New
Who's
England
next? Who likes the Packers next? Let's get all the Cowboys rivals out of the way. I mean, my God.
The Packers are the Cowboys' rivals. Oh, who aren't your rivals then? Not even
Well, when you're America's team and everybody hates you, I guess everybody's your rival.
your rivals, the Washington Redskins.
Well, you
They're not even
racist
called that
ass.
anymore.
They're the Generals or the Commanders, whatever the hell they
Or
are.
the Red Hogs or something, right?
Yeah, they should have won with Red Hogs. Daniel Snyder's about to not own that team anyway, so we may be talking something else.
Coach, are you an Arizona Cardinal fan?
Nope, I've been a Denver Broncos fan my entire life. It was passed
Entire
on.
life
That's
since John Elway was
right.
there?
Yeah, no, my dad was a Broncos fan. He went to school with the Bronco by the name of Craig Morton. I think he was a losing quarterback
He
to
was.
the Cowboys.
He used to
and-
be
yeah.
Roger Staubach's backup. They used to switch out quarterbacks. They were
Right.
They were famous for that.
So he knew him
And then we went with
somehow.
Staubach.
So we just rooted for him as a kid, and I got to suffer through all the losses in the 80s and the 55-10 to the fucking 49ers. And
But
I
you
was
also
born.
got to be there for the drive and for the strip.
Yep. And I got to be there for the Cam Newton one most recently. And hopefully with the addition of Russell Wilson, a rental quarterback, like we did, we can win another one like we did with Peyton. So,
like
and Russell Wilson's he's married to Sierra. So we're gonna get a little spice in Denver, and the Broncos were bought by Walmart. The Walmart family owns the Broncos now, so I'm really excited about the future.
They own 2 NFL franchises.
So those jerseys are going to be half price.
I don't care what they are, as long as they put the best of the best on the field. And who knows? We got an exciting new coach. He was the offensive coordinator for the Packers, and I'm excited for the season. Cortland Sutton's going to have a huge year. So if you got a fantasy draft, take Cortland Sutton. He's going to have DJ Metcalf like numbers.
Supposed to freaking draft Thursday night. I'm like, what the freaking hell's that?
Mike, you and Adam, you guys both Falcons fans?
Yeah, I am. I'm not big on NFL. I'll watch it, but I'll go with the Falcons. And I like how James is still just holding up.
Oh man, baby, yeah. You want to talk shit? We'll talk it, man. I got. You want to do my minute topic? Shit, I can do a 10-part series on this upcoming season talking shit about the Cowboys.
I got about 20 examples on why I don't watch NFL right there.
Yeah, I was about to say. I know Adam's straight up college fan.
I'm more of a college fan than NFL, but
they're
I'll go with Atlanta.
Boys, of course, they're college fans. You know.
We have to. We ain't got what the shit NFL team down here to cheer for.
I'm a Notre Dame Irish fan, but I'll be rooting for West Virginia this Thursday in the backyard brawl against Pitt. For sure.
And I don't know if any of you guys have seen Desmond Howard's college football playoff picks, but that's a failed drug test what that fucking dude put up. That's all I'm saying.
I forgot all about Notre Dame and West Virginia playing.
Right.
Devyn, do you guys actually think you have a chance this year?
The 49ers? Hell yeah. I think we got a huge chance. Re-upped our defense. We got 2 quarterbacks. Either Trey Lance or Jimmy G. Yeah, Trey Lance is announced as the starter, but Jimmy G's still on the roster. So
what happens when Trey Lance throws his first bad pass of the season? Hello, drama. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
He gets behind the center and throws another one.
No quarterbacks.
He'll be all right.
You guys are like 9-6. On
right. Defense is stellar.
Yeah,
defense is pumped. Defense is ready. Amped up.
Pissed off, and they put up 9 points.
You guys just started talking about college football, so that got me ready for Syracuse. They're starting this weekend against Clemson. Actually, I think I said that wrong. I can't remember who they're playing. Never mind.
It actually is an Orangeman.
We're just orange now. It's not the Orangeman anymore. It's just the big orange.
Just orange?
Yeah.
That's stupid, too.
Sorry. I didn't choose it.
Welcome.
Nice
one.
All right. But that was my
great
demographic of the week.
You got James excited for sure.
And you know what goes well with football? Some motherfucking food. So, Mike, what you got on the meat minute this week?
I got something I'm cooking tonight. Nice and easy. To me, ranch pork chops. What you're going to do, just get you a little bit of ranch seasoning. Put it on them, a little bit of maybe salt and pepper. Throw them on the grill. Cook them in the oven. However you want to cook it. Fry them up.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you gotta do to it. There ain't nothing special to do
last
to it.
week was like soak your chicken.
Oh my god.
Well, those you had to. This one you're not soaking it. You just put some ranch seasoning on it, salt, pepper, throw it on the grill.
This was Mike's meat 20 seconds.
Yeah. Brad made me do my minute earlier.
Yeah,
so.
right.
I had to talk about eggs.
Mike only has 2 minutes worth of segments in it, man. He did a bio on Eddie. He did his minute, and now he ran out of time for his meat minute.
His wife told him to make it quick.
That's good, Mike. Next week.
Next week we'll be in Chicago.
Yeah, we need material to post. So if you want to be on the show, holler at us, and we'll, shoot our clips. We'll all be in Chicago, having fun, hanging out, ad free shows.
The more you come up to us and tell us stuff to do, the more you'll be on the show.
And Friday, we don't have anything starting for Top Guy till 6. We're gonna be at the hotel. We're gonna be around. You guys gonna be around a little bit Thursday. I don't know how many people will be around then. There's gonna be plenty of downtime at a bar. I have a feeling to have some.
Yeah, I may try to flick the bean on Friday. And then maybe go downtown and see that too.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a good time to just get involved with our show. And we had a good response from it. So
yeah.
we expect to really put something nice together. And a few minutes for everybody. And
T-Rob calling you out. This is your time, T-Rob.
It's your show.
Yeah, T-Rob's not accepting this.
It is your show.
T-Rob wants his.
And if your name is Eddie Prather, we're not going to Chicago this year.
Right, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we all
You have
say that
reached
it's
this
your
recording
show,
in
and we
error.
mean that. If we mean it is the fan show, it's the listener show. So if you want to be on your show, holla at us. We
I'm
have no problem
recording
putting you
all the
on.
dad jokes. I'm recording all dad jokes.
The more y'all talk to us, the less we have to talk. So come on, you know.
I would say bring your Kick Out Crew shirt, but you're already there now, so don't.
Right. But if you want a Kick Out Crew shirt, you can find that link on our Twitter page or on our link tree. I believe it is bonfire.com/kickoutcrew. Don't quote me on that. Just go to Bonfire and search Kick Out Crew. You'll find it there. And we may have another design coming up. Stay tuned. Because it is your show.
It won't take a brain surgeon for sure.
It is your show. You know? Be a friend, tell a friend. Yeah, it's next week.
Lead it is all the way live.
The Venga bus is coming and everybody's running. Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's going to be party time. I'm excited.
I can't freaking wait.
Well, it looks like it's about that time. So, once again, we are the Kick Out Crew. You know, it's your show. You are the Kick Out Crew also. We want to thank you for, chiming in with another exciting journey. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Kick Out Crew. Watch us on YouTube. Listen to the podcast. And, hey, just fucking hit us up. You know, we're cool guys. Even Devyn. You know, we're all good. But I am James L. Cori. You can see my name on the screen. I always say, like, if you know how to spell it, and then it's literally right there on the screen. So it's on the screen at James L. Cori. And, it's enough of my shit. If you like our show, be a friend, tell a friend, you know. But enough about me. I'll kick it to, Devyn next, because you're next on my screen. I'd rather get you out of the way in the first place.
All right. Well, this was another fun show again this week, guys. Shut up, Brad. All right. So this was an excellent show. I really had a lot of fun. Eddie's, the man. If you see us at Top Guy Weekend, come say hello, get on the show, get an interview, take a picture.
Or just keep walking.
But I am Devyn D19. Add me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever you want. This was another fun show again this week, guys.
And Devyn does our TikTok and Instagrams and stuff. So, follow us on there. Maybe he'll post something. Who knows?
I posted on Instagram, TikTok. I got to catch up on. But
yeah, you do. My kid still is asking for videos.
Tell him send me clips. I'll upload them.
You're 24. You have this job for a reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
You wanted that job.
Yeah.
Thank you, Devyn. Shout out. And I guess next on the mic is my man Brad. Come on, Brad, sing that song.
I am Brad at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. This was a great show. This was fun. Looking forward to seeing everyone as this drops. I will see you tomorrow. For those of us that are going to be at Top Guy Weekend, for my other fans, I appreciate you listening. For all of our fans, remember, it's your show.
I like it. Brad, you're 100% correct. It is your show. I mean, your show as in the fans, not Brad. Host of the show, Stanton. Okay. But all right, next on my screen is Adam. Adam, take it away.
Later.
You can find him at Adam_from_Pava.
Boobs.
He has two podcasts, ours and Top Guy Theater. He does stuff.
Christ, is gorgeous.
Two pop air. He's too good right now that I guess I have to. Hey, just send me whatever you want me to read next time, and we'll just go right.
It's Edge and Lita right here on SmackDown. Wow.
Edge is hot, dude. Edge is hot.
Dude, she's wearing shoestrings for a top.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
Nice.
Yeah, what James said, do that. Just do that.
There it is. All right. And Mike, to you next.
Well, you can find me at Whitaker 1028, and you can also find me in Chicago. So hope to see y'all there. And come on up. Let's take pictures. Let's take a video. Let's do what we gotta do.
I like it.
Edit.
And we all echo what he just said. We'll all be in Chicago. And Rosey, what you got for the people?
I know a lot of people are traveling right now. It's Thursday morning. Rest up. rest up, because this is going to be one of the best weekends you're going to ever have. So get your Z's right now, because it's on like Donkey Kong this weekend. We got JR's After Hours. That's going to be off the chain. It's going to be just like that one time they all drank together. It was Eric, Tony, I forgot who the other ones, but JR, but they're having that. That's going to be Saturday night. We got comedy shows. We got wrestling. This weekend has it all. All right. And to top it all off, we got All Out. And I'm going to make a prediction right here. Ricky Starks goes over as the premier shooting star after All Out. Go Ricky Starks, beat Powerhouse this weekend.
Oh, yeah. We're behind him for sure.
I can see that. That's actually a pretty good prediction. I would like to see that come to fruition. I think it's about his time, and maybe this will be his coming out party, as they say. You know, maybe he will be going all out. But that's enough. I guess that's enough for us. Thank you, everybody listening. And like I said, you and us, we all are the Kick Out Crew. Because when life gets us down, we kick out it too. Because that's what we all do. Because we're the Kick Out Crew. Enjoyed it, everybody. Thanks.
Peace.
Later.